Welcome to the Indie Beacon Show, where readers can discover great new indie authors. Find us on all major podcast systems and YouTube. Join Rox Burkey on today's show.
Welcome to Indie Beacon Radio. I'm Rox Burkey, and tonight I have the honor of talking with the amazing Mary Ann Faremouth again. Hello, Mary Ann. How are you doing?
I'm great, Rox. How are you?
You know, I am excited that we're having this kind of a discussion tonight because I think this is so relevant based on where we are and job markets opening, and it's just very exciting to me. So let's just dig right in, okay?
I'm ready. Let's do it. Let's do it.
So I know that the last time we spoke, you were talking about your workbook and having people, kind of map what they're doing. But honestly, today and the environment that we're in right now, what is the most important factor for people that, have to reinvent themselves? What do they need to do, and how can you help?
Rox, that's such an important question because everything's changed now. It's a whole new work world. And as this, Governor Abbott just released a lot of mandates, and things are going to open up, and which means companies are going to change and have people come in. And so there's going to be a real big flurry of I'm thinking activity. And so what I'm doing is helping people know what to say, what not to say, how to interview, what to do in this new work world, Rox, to really have an advantage. Because right now, as we talked about, it's an employer's market. All right. We've got so many people that are looking and so few companies hiring. If you don't know the right way to present yourself in this new work world, you're not going to get a job. All right. So what I'm trying to do is I'm giving these people the front line experience I have, because customers are calling me, Rox, and they're telling me, this is what I want. This is what this guy did on an interview. I really didn't like that. But this is what this girl did that I really, really liked. So I'm hearing it from the source. And so if I can help people, Rox, really be prepared for this new work world, I think everybody wins.
Well, exactly. And so you help create an advantage for people that are really trying to get out there and go working. It's nothing like getting back to work, getting the economy kicked, and let's go. So you've put together some amazing things, and you've got this marvelous workbook, but I'm aware of some of the things that you're doing. It's not just the workbook anymore. You're going to be out there live. What's this about?
Well, I've got a class coming up. And I'm going to do subsequent classes, but I've got a free webinar coming out on March the 12th. It's a Friday night from 6 to 7, and I'm going to give an overview of my 2-day workshop intensive. And that webinar is going to address what people are needing to know right now, all right? Because, Rox, it's a different work world, all right? It's different than it was pre-COVID. And if you have that advantage to know what I'm hearing these customers are looking for, you're going to have a better probability of finding that job, of getting the offers. And so I thought it would be good for people to have this free webinar and then have the subsequent workshop intensive to really give people what I'm hearing is necessary, because it's all different now, Rox. It's totally different.
No, I know it. So you got a free 95 webinar coming up. It's 1 hour long. It's on Friday,
the 12th. March.
Is this seminar going to be on like YouTube eventually? Or are you going to?
Oh yeah, it'll be on different things. So they don't this might not get out there till after that, and that's fine. But we're going to have subsequent ones. But certainly people can go to my website. It'll be on, the free webinar will be on my website. Now the intensive won't be, but I think that, we're going to continue to do this because the workbook is great. But if you have somebody, seasoned, and I've been doing this for over 30 years, working with you on this workbook, I think it's going to give you even more of an advantage. And so I thought, the workbook's great. It's helping a lot of people. It really is. And I'm, my heart's in this book. It's got 37 years of a practical experience in here. And what this book does that the first book didn't is this book goes through the 5-step method and customizes it for you. Where are you right now? Because, the way I see it, Rox, we got candidates that are out of work. We got ones that are in a job they don't like. We got ones that are in a job that they like, but they want to get more expanded. And then we have people that are maybe they've recently retired, but they want to do something part-time. All right. So we're going to give you the tools to be able to go out there and be successful.
So when I go to this free webinar that's an hour long, I'm going to get kind of an idea of the tools that you're going to be able to provide, right? And it doesn't matter what your age is, as long as you're, a legal working age kind of thing. So probably, what, in your 20s on up is
Sure. I mean, it's even good for, especially even like I work a lot with colleges. I work a lot with the career development departments of colleges. And even for colleges, people that are in school right now, and they're not really sure what they want to do. They're not really sure what career path they want to take. This book, it does an inventory to help you get in alignment with what is it that you really want to do. And, we've talked about this before, in your 20s, what you want to do might be different than when you're in your 40s. All right. And so my program is customized for where you are right now, whether you're a college student, whether you're a millennial, whether you're a Generation X, whether you're a back to worker, whether you're in a job happy as a clam, but you know what? You want that next promotion, right? So I'm going to show you and tell you and help you know how to do that. Now, things are different now, and I'm not going to tell you that, you're going to get a promotion just like this, because all of our companies are struggling too. I mean, our companies have just been through the same thing we've been through. But I do think there's a light at the end of the tunnel, all right? I do think that things are going to open up. And the more you're prepared for that, the better advantage you have.
Right. And I think that's probably the biggest single thing that people need to think about. In order to compete in a work market now, they need to be prepared. And being prepared is part of, the 5-step, but it's also being realistic with yourself. You want to map out things that you're doing. So okay, we got the 1-hour webinar. That's very cool. So, and that webinar gives them access to signing up for your course.
Yes.
Which is, last time I heard, you had a heck of a deal going on for this course. This is remarkable. You love people, or you wouldn't be doing this.
No, I do love it. And I slashed it. It's bare bones cost. I slashed it at 50% off of what I usually do, but I know a lot of people are out there struggling, and I want to be able to help people. I want to be able to give you an advantage. I want you to be able to have the information you need to go out there and be successful. And, I told you this before. I believe in what Zig Ziglar said. The more you can help other people get what they want, the more you get what you want. So if I can get out there and help somebody else, it always comes around one way or another. Somebody refers me their sister's brother's daughter's friend, or that client has a vendor they're going to send me. So the more we can help others, the more others will help us. So it's a big discount, but I'm happy to do it. I think a lot of people are challenged right now, and if I can help you get to where you want to go, I'm happy to do it.
Well, there you go. Part of it's certainly, you want to get your costs covered, but you also want to make sure that people are moving forward, because in the long run, they will help you as well. So you actually have customers that are your customers today. You have businesses, that are your customers today. And so those are important because they help tell you about openings, right?
Yes. And I'm a national recruiter, but probably 70% of what I do, is here in Houston. Although, I've recruited all over the country, so I have other contacts, other places, and a lot of my clients have divisions in all other cities too. And also, I work in a network with 40 recruiters. So if you come to me and you're a nuclear physicist, and maybe I don't do placement of nuclear physicists, but Susie Smith over here does that. You come to me, I'm going to refer you to Susie Smith, and you're going to get a job, or you're going to get a possibility of getting a job.
Absolutely. So let's take a short break here to hear from our sponsors, and we'll come back, and I want to talk about what happens after the webinar. So come on back.
Hello, I am the author Denise Bryson. My first book is The Things That Cross My Mind, Inspirational Poetry with Life Lessons. And then my audio book is Love's Reality, and it is also inspirational poetry with a jazzy flair. And then my new book is The Sex, the Lies, and the Soul Ties. They're really short stories written from a poetic expression. And then I have my first children book series, the Blinky series, which the first book is called Meet the Coins, and it is both in English and Spanish. And then the new book, From Coins to Bills. I am the author, Denise Bryson.
Lone Star Festival, a Texas-sized event. Meet authors, artists, and Texas musicians in the city of Seguin on May 29, 2021. Sponsored by Real Seguin, Coffee Shop, Authors Marketing Guild, B4R.store, and Dear Texas. Produced by Texas Authors Institute of History. Join us if you get your free tickets online at lonestar.book. Mary Ann Faremouth is a career consultant with 30 years experience in the national recruiting world, a multi-award-winning author in multi-genres, and a speaker that gives presentations to help you succeed. Her book, Revolutionary Recruiting, made the top 20 global list of recruiting books. Find her on Amazon, your favorite bookstore, or at fairmouth.com. Lone Star Festival, where Texas authors, artists, and creatives come together for a Texas-sized event. Join us on May 29, 2021 from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Seguin Coliseum, Seguin, Texas. Free for everyone. Produced by Texas Authors Institute of History. Sponsored by B4R.store, Authors Marketing Guild, and the City of Seguin. More information at lonestar.bookfestival.network. Welcome to the Indie Beacon Show, where readers can discover great new indie authors. Find us on all major podcast systems and YouTube. Join Rox Burkey on today's show.
Welcome back to Indian Beacon Radio, and I'm here tonight, Rox Burkey, talking with Mary Ann Faremouth. Mary Ann, thanks for sticking with us. So we talked about that you're doing the very first 1-hour webinar coming up on when?
On March the 12th, from 6 to 7. And then we will probably have them once a month. I'm thinking the next one will probably be mid-April, and we will continue to have them.
But you're still going to have them available on YouTube, right? So
yes, I will. And it'll be all that information will be on my website, fairmouth.com.
Awesome. Okay, so that's great. That's 1 hour, and they get some tidbits. They get some little tricks, and they obviously you're going to talk to some people live because you're going to have a chat open, so that'll be cool. All right, so now what's the step 2? Because they have to go through a couple steps to be able to take advantage of your deal, right?
Well, they have to go to my website and they have to sign up. They have to sign up for the webinar, and then there is this place there to sign up for the class.
Okay, so they're signing up for the class.
All right, let's take a break and let the dogs out.
I'm sorry.
Alan, I was fine until you started sniggering, and then I couldn't stop.
Come on.
In their little wagging tails.
Let's go. Come on. Get out there. Come on.
Oh, she doesn't want to go.
They're just puppies. They help it. They're just dogs.
I'm so sorry.
I knew they would be distracting, and that's the only
I'm
reason
sorry.
for them to go.
I do usually do it in my office, but anyway, I got all this good lighting here. Okay, sorry.
That's all right.
All right.
All right.
Are we starting over this segment? Are we starting this segment over, Alan?
Yeah, let's do that just to keep it easy on everything. So hold on, let me reset the clock. All right, so whenever you're ready.
Welcome back to the Indie Beacon Show. I'm Rox Burkey, and I'm here with Mary Ann Faremouth, and we are so excited to talk about the next step. So you're doing a webinar, right? And that's our webinar. When is that scheduled for?
The next one is March the 12th from 6 to 7. It's a Friday night. And then we will have subsequent ones, Rox, probably around the mid-April, mid-May. So I hope to have one once a month, but the first one will be March the 12th.
Okay, so that's awesome. And so then from there, they can sign up for the long program, what I call the long program, which does cost them something, but they get a whole lot more right?
Yes. I have done this work before and done webinars or, workshop intensives. And for the whole weekend, I usually charge $500. But this, because of the times right now, I'm going to do this for $275. And you'll have 1 to 4 on Saturday and 1 to 4 on Sunday. So every weekend, it'll be a free webinar on Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday will be the free, will be the workshop intensive. And the price will be greatly reduced.
Wow, that is really, really nice. And you got a big heart to be able to want to help people in that way. And so is there a limit to how many people can attend the 2 days worth of classes?
Well, I want to keep it for each class to about 20, 25 people, because
Okay.
I don't want it to get so big that I can't ask questions or people can't ask me questions and I
Okay.
can't give them direct experience, response. So there is a limited amount of people that can come to it, but we will be having these on subsequent occasions.
Okay, but they need to sign up quick. So
I need to sign up quick so that you can
Yeah.
get in.
Yeah.
I think right now it's critical because, as we talked about in the first session, the market is opening up. Things are
Yep.
opening up, and I think there's going to be a lot more hiring going forward. And so if you're really prepared for this new work world and these new jobs that are going to be open, you're going to have an advantage over those out there that are not.
Now, when they come to take advantage of your 2-day class, they're actually going to learn the Faremouth method or the 5-step method to get prepared to get a job and really get into the right place that they need to be for their current life, right?
Yes, they're going to learn about where they are right now,
Mhm.
how they can get in alignment with
There you
where
go.
they are, with what's available out there. All right. So when you take this class, we're going to do a thorough inventory of your skill set, of where you are, what you want to do, where you are in your situation, and then we're going to look at what is the position, what is out there available to you. So you're going to get a lot of, not only are you going to get career counseling, but you're going to get a lot of counseling as far as, the new work world, reality counseling, what's available, what's paying, what's not, where's the demand, what's not the demand. Right now there's some industries, as we know, Rox, that are challenged. So if we can look at your skill set and look at how we can transfer those skills into something where there is a demand, then you're in a much better place than you were before you took the seminar.
Well, I think the other thing that really kind of helps make it better to do this with your class is because you've been in the professional world for a while. And so not only do you know how different businesses and needs have evolved, but you also know that they often say a job is going to do A, B, C, but in reality, that job really will be D, E, F, and you'll help give those insights to what the opportunity can really be for them.
Yes, I think I do have that advantage. And I think I also know right now what my customers and my recruiting associates customers are
Yeah.
telling them is most important. So if you know that and you go into an interview with that knowledge, you're going to have a better chance of getting an offer, as opposed to this person over here that doesn't know that, because employers looking for different things right now than they were pre-COVID. And the way you present your skill set, years ago, Rox, somebody would go into an interview and they'd tell somebody how wonderful they were. Okay. I got this degree, I have this many years of experience, I've had all these awards, I have these promotions. You know what? That's all wonderful. But right now, what they want to hear is, what are you going to do to come in here and affect my bottom line? All right. And if you know how to do that in a way that's honest and true, because you've been taught how to present yourself and your background in a way that's going to benefit that prospective customer, that's a huge advantage.
It
And
is.
that's what's necessary right now.
And the 5-step program really is very succinct. I mean, the very first thing in your program, as I recall, is really doing a self-inventory.
It is.
And not just to make sure that, your nails and hair are done, but
No.
what is it about? Just to kind of high level.
Well, the high level, the self-inventory is to assess where you are right now on your career path and on your career journey. What is it that you're seeking? What is it that you really feel you want? And how are we going to go about getting it? It's a strategic analysis of your current situation. And then the subsequent steps are, how do you go about then, finding that. And I tailor all the steps in the Faremouth method to this new work world. So we have an actual method that we can look at. We're not going to just be pie in the sky. We're going to have a method. And the last step in the Faremouth method is be a hunter, which is how do you go after and get what you're seeking, what you want. And I'm going to help you do that.
See, that's what's so amazing about, finding a job and or securing a position, because I think you're really talking about positions, not just finding a job. It really is a two-way street. And so you have to answer questions that are being asked of you, but you also have to be able to ask thoughtful questions that seem relevant, like you said, to their business. So that means to me, you got to do a little investigation before you ever go talk to these people.
Oh, you do. You got to do a lot more homework now than you ever did before. You got to really know the client. You got to know what they do. You got to know what possible projects they have on the board. And you got to know how you're going to come in there and facilitate their needs, how you're going to come in there and, you're going to come in there and make a difference. By you coming in there, you're going to help them get to where they want to go. And years ago, that wasn't as important, but now it is. And
now it's critical. Yeah,
it's critical, don't you think? I mean, you talk to customers just like I do. It's critical right now. The other thing is too is attitude, right? I had a client yesterday. I sent this candidate and he was an engineer and he had exact experience from a competitor. He'd been laid off last May. And all he did when he went in the interview was talk about, he needs a job. His kids, are home all the time. His wife's not working. They can't go out to eat at nice restaurants anymore. My client said, man, I don't want to hear that, right? I don't want to hear all those problems. We all are challenged. I want to hear, what have you done or what are you going to do to come in here and help me, right? So attitude is more important now. Negativity, mindset, all this stuff about mindfulness, it's a reality, all right? You can't go in to a company and have a negative mindset and project it onto the company. It's not going to work.
Right. And nobody owes you anything. And so when you're going for a job, it has to be, again, a two-way thing. What can I do for you? What am I bringing to you so that I can earn your respect and earn an offer with your company? And that's a challenge for a lot of people.
Yeah.
All right.
And I think too, do we have a minute or do you have to stop?
Nope, minute. Go ahead.
I think the other thing too right now is that people have to understand that if you've been out of work since March or August, like somebody said to me the other day, I haven't worked, Mary Ann, but I've been taking these classes, I've been helping with my kids' schooling, how do I present that? I said, well, you be honest and true about it. You say, I've been looking for a job, but I'm trying to enhance my skill set. So I've been taking these classes online. I've got more software experience now because I've been taking these classes, or not experience, but knowledge. So as long as they know that you've been doing something to advance yourself, that's a good thing, as opposed to somebody else who wants to falsify what they've done. Oh, I just work for ABC. Then they call ABC and he never worked here. So you have to be honest and true and present your situation, but present it in a way that's positive, not negative.
There you go. All right, we're going to take another short break and listen to our sponsors. And then I want to come back and wrap up some of the real specifics. All right, Mary Ann?
Okay, that's great.
Authors Marketing Guild, a membership-owned company where authors can learn how to better market and sell their books. Join us at authorsmarketingguild.com.
Factor 7, the newest thriller by author J.D. May, will keep you turning the pages with mystery, betrayal, lies, and infidelity. Ripped from the headlines, Factor 7 follows two prominent doctors who uncover a clandestine plot to spread a bioweapon with a 98% mortality rate. Journey with them as they experience a world of murder, power, intrigue, and corruption, where it becomes deadly clear that exposing the truth is just as dangerous as the weapon they seek to expose.
Publishing marketing package for authors. $1,500 value, save 40% now. Includes a 6-piece marketing kit of 250 bookmarks, 250 business cards, 250 postcards, 1 table banner, 1 table runner, and 50 download cards, plus book cover design, ebook creation, PDF setups, upload to Ingram Spark, scroll placement, video commercial, and interview on IBS. Plus much more. Email bourgeoismedia@look.com for details or bourgeoismedia.com.
Hi, I'm Mel Greenberg, author of Running with Our Eyes Closed, book 1 in the Empty Nested series. To the world, Samantha has the perfect life. 3 wonderful children, a loving husband, so she thought, and a life split between Dallas and Italy. When her youngest leaves for college, it all comes crashing down, forcing Samantha to re-examine everything. Over 7 days in one of the most romantic countries in the world, Samantha faces the past she thought she'd overcome and begins to redefine her role as a woman, a wife, and a mother.
What would you do if you had to put your life on hold to care for a loved one? Well, during COVID, almost all of us have been doing just that. I'm Charlotte Canyon, award-winning author, actress, and speaker. And my book, You Have to Laugh to Keep from Crying, shows you how you can revive, thrive, and survive with 4 golden rules. You have to love one another. You have to respect one another. You have to have patience with one another. And most of all, you've got to forgive one another. I'm Charlotte Canyon, and I approve this message.
Welcome to the Indie Beacon Show, where readers can discover great new indie authors. Find us on all major podcast systems and YouTube. Join Rox Burkey on today's show.
Welcome back to the Indie Beacon Show. I'm Rox Burkey, and I am so delighted to kind of wrap this conversation up with Mary Ann. She is an amazing person, and she's trying to give value to people looking for work and wanting to work. And these are some skills that you can. What's the first step, Mary Ann, that you're going to do for people? It's the webinar, right? The first webinar is on Friday, right?
Friday, March the 12th. It's a free webinar.
And it's a 1-hour webinar, and that will kind of introduce you to the methods and steps that Mary Ann's going to take with you, and introduce you to the 2-day class where you get to learn the Mary Ann method of ready to go for a job, right? The 5-step method.
The 5-step Faremouth method. You will learn that. And the free webinar is going to have a lot of good tips in it as far as, what is really in demand right now. What are people looking for? And I'm going to certainly, give you a broad overview of what that is. And then in the 2-day workshop, it'll be more customized because we'll have, questions and answers of what is it that you're struggling with right now. And I'm going to try to help you with that. So I think the 3-day program is certainly going to be a wonderful experience for people and help them a lot with what's going on right now, because it's changing. And like we talked about earlier, Rox, things are going to be busting open here very quickly.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking there's going to be a lot more demand, a lot more jobs out there. And if you're really prepared for that and you go and interview in a way that's to your advantage, I think it's going to be a much better situation all the way around.
Now, your companion to the 2 days worth of classes is really your workbook, which is a real amazing, not just a once and done thing either, right? Oh,
no. This workbook is a companion to book 1. Book 1 is more or less, my knowledge of over 30 years, but the workbook is a step-by-step method of the Faremouth method, and it's customized with questions that are tailored to your situation. And this, you might use this workbook in 2021, and maybe in 2024, your situation's changed. You can still use this workbook for what that situation is. So it's a good workbook to have for anyone that wants to continue to learn and grow.
And so you're going to pattern the 2 days worth of courses around that workbook, not only to teach them how to use it, but to answer questions and to go forward. But you also, if they want more after the 2 days, because they are such a deal that you're doing, the 2-day class is how much? It was...
Well, typically $500, but I'm going to do it for $275. I know a lot of people are challenged right now, so I want to certainly offer a discount. And after that, if you do the 2 days workshop and you still need more information or help, I'm always available for consulting.
Okay, so you could actually be kind of a partner in their career as they're going through the career. Maybe you talk to them in 2021, hello, we're here, but then you maybe talk to them again in 2024 when they're ready to make a shift in their career. So you're not just dabbling in their life, you're committed to helping people. You're amazing.
Oh, thank you. Well, I love what I do and I really enjoy it. And it's so funny you say that because yesterday I had a guy call me. I placed him 5 years ago and he called me and he said, you know, Mary Ann, I just got laid off and I love this job and I left in good standing and I really hope you can help me again. And I said, I'm so, you know, privileged that you even, you remembered me. But he said, oh no, you really took the time to identify what was important. And I had this great job, but the company's closing. So I've got to regroup here. So yes, I have people that I've worked with and then they always come back. So I'm thrilled about that.
Yeah, that's often. So, I mean, everybody, if you are ready to roll up your sleeves and get a job and you're a professional, you're in the professional world at whatever level you are at from an experience perspective, then the webinar that Mary Ann's putting on, the first one is next Friday and it's at 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
6 to 7. It's all on my website, faremouth.com. So if you want to know what it's about, you want to know what time it is, you want to know when we're having these, and they're going to be online on Zoom. You can find all that out at my website, faremouth.com.
All right, faremouth.com. Be there, join the webinar. And Mary Ann, thank you so much. I appreciate you helping people out. This is remarkable.
Well, thank you, Rox. It's always a pleasure to be visiting with you and to be on Authors Marketing Guild. I love this organization. I love what it does for the members, and I'm just grateful to be a part of it. Thank you.
Thank you. You have a nice evening.
You too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching or listening to the Indie Beacon Show, produced by Biala Bourgeois for the Authors Marketing International LLC. Copyright 2021. Voiceover by Biala Bourgeois. If you would like to be a sponsor of the show, please email us at authorsmarketing@outlook.com. If you would like to be on the show, please complete the form found on our website at indiebeacon.com. You may also watch previous year's shows on the website. Music is Frolic of Words, created for Indie Beacon.